What up, my adventurers? We are back. Ottawa is really hot today, so I'm hiding out in my nice cold office, and I'm going to show you how I painted my Slaine drones. Now, I've learned my lesson. Holding up miniatures never works, so I'm going to have a picture here somewhere, maybe on both hands, of the miniatures painted. I don't know what's going on. I'm waffling a lot. I might have heat stroke, but let's get going. Here we are, the Drune Skullswords. Armed with axe and shields, these will make up a wonderful central defense in a Drune force in Slaine. Now, I have the sword and shield combo. We now have the axe and shield. I need champions for both, so I might do a champion video next week. I'm not entirely sure yet. But yeah, look at them. They're wonderful models. I hit them up with a black prime and then used my golden maple as I break model, fair skin to do a heavy dry brush on them. Then I grabbed the natural skin for this first model. And what I'm going to do, because there's so much flesh tone on them, I'm going to be using golden maple skin tones across the three. Use the same wash on them so we can see how the different skin tones turn out in the end, at the end of the video. So yeah, starting off with this model, because his pose is so open, this is going to be the model I focus on this video. He has a bit of everything. He uses all the colors that I want. So I've got the natural skin tone on him. The next one is going to be chocolate rose. And I'm going to use the one that I can't get a paint stand for. I only have two. So when I'm painting three models, one poor folk has to be on the ground, which absolutely sucks for them. But he's the unlucky one. Right. Let's sort this out so you can actually focus. There we go. Gonna just carefully work my way around, probably skip forward so you don't have to watch all of this. But yeah, look at it. It goes on lovely. This one I've watered down slightly because I remember when I did the Earth Tribes, this paint was actually a lot thicker and had a lot more pigment in it than I expected. So I'm watering it down and hopefully this is going to go on real nice and smooth. And it did, as we are now seeing right here. Look at that. I think by the end of this video, I've got the complete ones in front of me. The second model, with the chocolate rose skin, actually turned out to be my favorite of the three. And then we're on the last one, and for him, we're using the sunlit skin. So he's meant to have a slight tanned look about him. But yeah. Skullswords, one of the main villains in the Slaine comics, especially early on when Slaine was being chased for his by the Drune Lord in the hopes of hiring him as a bodyguard rather than actually attacking him. And I just remember them being so iconic with those straw masks covering their face and the weird lube tongue thing that's coming out of their face. They look weird. They look iconic. They're just high fantasy barbarians that are bad guys. I feel like these would fit in with Slaine. They'd fit in with Conan the Barbarian. I'm thinking of actually maybe using them in Battle Cry by Warrior Poet. I'm thinking of making a little barbarian army. Sucks that Warlord Games have brought the line to an end because I probably in a few months would have bought more when cash was more available, but sadly I'm gonna have to make do, and maybe I'll find some third retail sellers or third party retail sellers. Who knows, maybe they'll still be on the Warlord Games site, maybe they won't get rid of all the stock. But yeah, here you go. Dark wood is now on the model, and we're going to move on to runic grey, which I always use for metal on my 2000 AD figures. There's a few that I have used metallic paints on, but for the most part, I actually like this runic grey effect. It gives it a nice light colour. It looks metalish, and I'm happy with that. Also, because it's the same through the entire range, they don't look weird. So while I'm doing that, I'm working my way around the axes, the shields, and some other gibbons. I was looking at my collection, so I've got of the Drune faction, I've got one more unit of Skullswords, the ones armed with crossbows, And I've only got 3 champions left on that front, so I feel like I need to push through, get the Drunes done, and then that faction is complete. Then after that, I don't think I've got much left. I really think I'm getting close to the end of them. Yeah, after that, it's I've got Elfric, the El Women, the Bathe, and the Beasts left. So realistically, we got 6 weeks of content left on the Slaine front. So that'll be the next 8 weeks. We'll be pushing through on Slaine, getting that done. Then I'll move into ABC Warriors. I've only got 3 models left of them, sadly. It's heartbreaking. Heartbreaking as I move on to the hardened leather. Who do I have for ABC Warriors? Got Mechquake, I got Krasbo the Spider, and I got the Gravcar. So that's 3 weeks there, and then we're back into Dread. Everything will be Dread, probably, going forwards. Boy, do I have some progress on Dread underway. I've got the big main villain getting built and designed as we speak. I've designed the company that they work at. It's going to be a mega corporation. I've done a lot of work on that. I'm trying to work out the video for it, though. That's the hard part. But yeah, I might have to turn to AI. I don't want to. Probably use stock footage, to be fair. But we'll see. Right, so the hardened leather went on anything that was kind of furry, and also the grips on the shield. And as you can see, this looks pretty damn impressive. Now, I'm trying out something new with my model paintings. I think it's called the 60-30-10, if I got that right. It's where your model is 60% of one kind of color, 30% of another, and 10% of the last. That makes sense, right? That's simple. So for me, my 60% on these at least is going to be these warm, earthy tones. So that's going to be the flesh, the wood, the sand golem, straw beards, the hardened leather. They're all kind of woodish. And then the 20% is obviously the runic grey. And then my pupper colour is going to be this zealot yellow or purple. I kind of mash those two together. Luckily, they don't clash. They work together because they are my channel colours. But I wanted the shields to have yellow on them. That's something that I've done on my previous Skullswords, so I wanted that to continue. And then as the unit colour, I chose purple because I had it out on the table and I'm really lazy. So you'll see in a minute I'll grab some purple. But yeah, I'm just being very careful. I'm picking out this, is it Trisket symbol on the shield? Drop me a comment. I know I probably said that wrong. I won't be offended. Yeah, I picked out some imagery on his axe and some nuts and bolts on his shield. And then on the last one, I picked out the halo that goes around the skull motif on the center of the shield. I then grabbed the purple alchemy. This is going to be the real pop of color that I wanted. And I'm going to be using it on the loincloths only. So it's actually only 2 of the 3 models have loincloths. So it's not an overwhelming colour that I'm going to use, but the champion will have it on him, the one that I plan to go with this unit. And it's just going to help bind the unit together and make him look like a cohesive force. Then we moved on to Pallid Bone. There wasn't a huge amount to do with the Pallid Bone. I was looking for skulls, and on my main model that I chose, because I thought I'd use all colours on him, he had no skulls. Luckily, the running champion, or the running warrior, I should say, he has 3 skulls on his belt, so that's just perfect. Just slapping that on. And then the last model that you've barely seen in this video, he has a big-ass skull on his shield. I don't know where he'd have found that. Maybe he killed a giant human. But yeah, I coloured that in as well with the Pallid Bone. It's, once again, it falls into that 60% dark colour palette. And I think it worked really well on the model. Also, as you can see, I added it to the shield where he had chipping. To me, it looks like the top layer of his metal has come off the shield and it's showing the protective layer underneath. Maybe it's full of straw or something that helps bounce the impact. Also put it over the central dot on this guy's shield, just to darken that down, make it look a little bit more interesting on the yellow. And then, yeah, as I said, just covered this skull. Now, it's at this point, and you'll see me live doing this, I turn the model around, checking for skulls, and I realised I'd completely missed his loincloth on the back. Shocking. Look at that. Terrible job. So luckily it's still on my wet palette. So slap down, got the purple straight away. Forgot to even wash off the pallid bone. Luckily that didn't affect the colour in any way. If anything, it maybe lightened it up, but nothing I'm going to worry about. And yeah, there's not much left on these models. I think we've only got the flesh tone left to go, so this is my favourite flesh shade at the moment. I want to try out some army painter ones, but I just haven't yet. I'm going to wait until this pot runs dry, and then I'll get like a light shade, or is it medium tone shade paint that they do in the big tins? They seem like good value for money, and if they work, they work. So yeah, I'm just going to run over them all. Now, he's going to look super shiny because this is kind of a gloss paint. But hopefully I'm going to leave it overnight, let it dry, get the bases done, and we'll take some glamour shots and you can see the final results for yourself. I'm going to just put this on record. I really like what I did. I think these have come out great. If the rest of the Drunes come out as good as these three, I'm going to have a really nice looking Drune force that hopefully I can use in other games as barbarians. But yeah, drop me a comment. Let me know, what are you playing? What are you painting? Even better, if you've painted something, come over onto Discord. Share your photos. We want to see what you're up to. We've got a little sweet group over there right now. And if you've enjoyed this video and want to buy me a cup of coffee, or allow me to buy myself a cup of coffee, there's a little button below this video where you can join up. Couple of dollars a month Canadian. Canadian exchange rate is really bad right now, so it shouldn't cost you too much if you're watching in America or in the UK or anywhere else around the world. And if you've made it this far, let's write in the comments adventures with straw, and I'll make sure to pin the first one I see to the top of the video comments, and I will reply to any and all comments below. So if you got a question about Warlord Games, about 2000 AD, any of that stuff, drop it below, let me know, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. I think we are done with this painting video. So as always, cheers for watching, enjoy the glamour shots, and I will see you for an unboxing video next. Bye-bye. Hey, thank you for watching this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and then go watch this one. This one up here. Give it a click. Bye-bye.